And welcome to this week's edition of Tomahawk Talk. We are live, as always, from 420 Diffenbaugh, right here in the heart of FSU's campus. And we can say this week, finally, for the first time since 2000, that we are coming to you from the campus of the number one football team in the entire country. A month ago, FSU was sitting at number 3 in the polls, and with no hope at playing for the national title unless Oregon or Alabama lost a game. Then Oregon got crushed by Stanford, moving FSU up to number 2 in the polls in a dream matchup against Alabama, the two-time defending national champions. Auburn went out there, surprised Alabama, in what I can only say was magical fashion. I'm joining into the contingency to rename the Heisman Trophy the Mack Brown Missed Recruiting Award. He could have had Andrew.
Whoa. Oh, he almost had Jameis, too.
If you look at this, Jameis Winston grew up a huge Texas fan.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Wanted to go to Texas. Mack Brown didn't recruit him.
But didn't everybody want to go to Texas at one point?
Robert Griffin III was from Texas.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Ended up at Baylor. Texas, in their defense, did recruit Johnny Manziel, but as a safety, not as a quarterback. Didn't even want him as a quarterback. Offered him as a defensive back. You see how well that worked out. Right. And then Andrew Luck, also from the state of Texas, a guy that came in second in the Heisman. Matt Kenseth won the first race of the NASCAR chase yesterday, and they had to add a 13th driver to their chase because of all the corruption that happened in the last one. They couldn't even sort it all out and figure out who should have been there.
Yeah, Michael Waltrip Racing trying to fix their men into the chase.
There were a couple different reports of guys that fixed the end of this race. They made deals with other teams so that people could pass, had a racer on their team spin out so that somebody else could win. It seems to be becoming a growing problem, this little bit of fixing or the scandal in sports.
At 8 o'clock tonight, it is number 7 Miami at number 3 Florida State. Let's get a preview of that game from WVFS in Tallahassee, the voice of Florida State, and Brandon O'Connor.
The hurricane warning flags have flown over the Florida State practice fields all week as the third-ranked Seminoles prepared for their matchup with the number 7 Miami Hurricanes. This is a 57th matchup between the teams in a series the Hurricanes lead 31-26. FSU has won the last 3 and 6 of the last 8 games overall. This is the first top 10 matchup between the teams since 2004. The key matchup in tonight's game is Miami running back Duke Johnson versus FSU's front 7. Johnson is averaging almost 7 yards per carry this season, and the Hurricanes are the first team with a power rushing attack that FSU has faced since Boston College when Andre Williams gashed the Seminoles for 154 yards. Florida State has moved linebacker Christian Jones back to his natural position on the edge and began starting Terrence Smith at middle linebacker along with Telvin Smith. Since then, FSU is holding opponents to only 114 rushing yards per game. I'm Brandon O'Connor for Football USA.